Gentlemen, did you know you can wear Gourmand fragrances in the summer as well? And you might be thinking, Piotr, Gourmand fragrances are way too sweet, too strong and too intense to wear in the high heat. How can you suggest these? Well, did you know there is a category of fragrances called summer Gourmand fragrances? In this video, I will show you, gentlemen, 6 summer Gourmand fragrances that will make you smell absolutely amazing and delicious in the spring and summer heat. So let's not waste any more time and let's begin. The first fragrance on this list, Maison Kurky. This fragrance is fun, playful, flirty, radiant, and something that doesn't take itself too seriously. This is a fruity, fluffy, sweet, creamy scent that smells like tutti frutti because of the tutti frutti accord at the top, consisting of raspberry and peach here. This has this very delicious, yummy, sweet but not too sweet, fruity aspect at the top that is enveloped and completed by some white musk and vanilla in the base to give you this whipped cream, smooth, creamy, sweet vanillic sensation. This starts off being a very candied, sweet, fruity scent that smells like soft fruity candy, but then settles down to a soft, creamy, musky, fluffy vanilla scent with some fruity aspects as well. This scent is nothing too serious. It's fun, it's playful, it's flirty, and if you like fragrances that are sweet but not too sweet but still have some fun characteristics and twists to it, Kurky is a really fun one. Not the strongest fragrance in the world, but I think that is to its benefit. If this was too strong or even stronger than it is, it would have been too cloying. On my skin, Maison Kurky lasts 12 plus hours, with projection being moderate for around half an hour, which then quickly dries to a mild skin set that lingers on the skin for a very long time but isn't very strong at all. Again, if you're looking for a fragrance that isn't really strong at all but has gourmand facets to it, MFK Kurky is one that I can highly recommend, and I've given Maison Kurky an 8.9 out of 10 men's improvement rating. Such a fun fragrance right here. On the second spot, I have Jousset Ciao, Bello, Pistachio. This is insanely strong and really photorealistic smelling. This to me smells like the most realistic, most delicious pistachio waffle ice cream, or even a pistachio ice cream pastry. This has a pistachio and pistachio spread accord here, giving you this very realistic green nutty sensation combined with the ice cream accord, the waffle accord, and even a brioche accord, giving you this sense of insane complexity and completion, creamy, soft vanilla ice cream softness and milkiness, combined with almost this crunchy and almost photorealistic waffle and brioche sensation here, almost as if you're smelling a real pastry or a real ice cream waffle. This is insanely sweet, insanely strong, and I can't stress enough how much you need to like strong gourmand fragrances and very milky fragrances to appreciate this one. It's cooling, it's sweet, it's delicious, and it has this summery vibe to it. Even though this is insanely strong, I think this can be an insanely pleasant, fun, playful, and unique wear in the summer if you don't go overboard with the sprays, because this is really long lasting and really strong and really prominent. So this will definitely get you noticed in the summer heat, especially because you will smell absolutely delicious. On my skin, Ciao, Bello, Pistachio lasts 12 plus hours, with projection being 5 plus meters for an hour or two, which then dries to a moderate scent bubble that lingers for an hour or so more, which then dries to a mild but noticeable skin scent. This fragrance is really strong, but if you like very sweet gourmand fragrances that smell like ice cream and that also have a cooling sensation to it, I can highly recommend this fragrance right here from Jousset. And I've given Jousset Parfum Ciao, Bello, Pistachio a 10 out of 10 men's improvement rating. This is a gourmand masterpiece right here. On the third spot, I have Theodoros Kalotinis Peach Macaron. This is one of the best releases from 2025 in my opinion, and one of the best gourmand fragrances ever made. This is a milky, creamy, soft, fruity gourmand fragrance that smells like the name suggests, a peach macaron, but on my skin this smells more like a peach yogurt, giving you this creamy, milky, dense, thick, almost custard-like scent here, with the peach accord smelling like the most authentic peach flavor. This is so sweet, so dense, so thick, and has this milky custard-like texture to it as well. It's not really crazy complex, but the composition here is absolutely delicious and incredible. And even though this is an extrait, this isn't one of the strongest fragrances in the world, so I think this would be a perfect, unique fragrance to wear in the higher heat in the spring and summer that will get you noticed but not choke other people or yourself out with it. This is one of the most fun fragrances I have in my collection, especially because I love fruity gourmand fragrances, and this is one of the best ones out there on the market, period. On my skin, Theodoros Kalotinis Peach Macaron lasts 10 to 12 hours, with projection being an arm's length around half an hour to an hour, which then dries to a moderate scent but will lingers for around half an hour to an hour more, which then dries to a mild skin scent. This fragrance is impeccable and one of my favorites from Theodoros Kalotinis, and I've given Theodoros Kalotinis Peach Macaron a 9.9 out of 10 minutes improvement rating. I love this stuff. From one Theodoros Kalotinis fragrance to another, I have Theodoros Kalotinis Matcha Ice Cream. This fragrance smells very authentically of matcha ice cream. This has this green, dusty, powdery, almost cardboard-like smell that matcha can have in both its smell and taste profile, with this zingy, bright lime note as well to give you some of this sorbet ice cream-like nuance as well, and some life, but also this creamy ice cream accord as well, with some vanilla to give you this whipped cream, milky, lactonic, dense ice cream sensation, with the matcha nuances here as well to give you the complete sensation of a matcha ice cream. This is also very fun to wear. It's very unique and unlike any other fragrance I have tried out there because of its unique, realistic matcha note here, with the ice cream giving you a contrast of something green, dusty and dry, and something sweet, milky, dense and thick. This is very, very fun to wear, especially if you enjoy matcha in your day-to-day life. This is a must try for you, especially if you also love gourmand fragrances. On my skin, Theodoros Kalotinis Matcha Ice Cream lasts 12 plus hours, with projection being an arm's length around an hour or so, which then dries to a moderate scent that has a scent bubble that comes and goes for around an hour more, which then dries to a mild but noticeable skin scent. Theodoros Kalotinis Matcha Ice Cream is such a fun and unique fragrance to wear in the spring and summer, and I've given Theodoros Kalotinis Matcha Ice Cream a 9.7 out of 10 minutes improvement rating. Such an incredibly fun fragrance to wear. Next up, one I haven't mentioned on the channel for a very long time, and that is Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01. This fragrance is very fun, interesting and unique because this smells of a very sticky, sweet red apple. This is very, very dense, very thick, but also has a comfortable and pleasant, soft, floral, sweet aspect to it that gives it some contrast and doesn't make it overly sweet. Yes, this is very sweet, very fruity, but it also has this soft floral aspect to it to settle it down a little bit. At the same time, in the dry down, it gets a little bit more textured, a little bit more sugary, dusty perhaps, a little bit more gourmand leaning, but the red apple note here stays for the majority of the lifetime of the fragrance, giving you this very crisp, red smelling, bright, fruity apple scent here, with the very dense, sweet and multifaceted caramelized sugary sweetness here to give it this gourmand edge. It isn't too strong and therefore not too long lasting, so it won't give you a headache even though you might think it will, because it is very sweet, but it is tamed a little bit to not make it overbearing to wear in the spring and summer, in my opinion. On my skin, Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01 lasts 5 to 6 hours, with projection being moderate for for around an hour or so, which then dries to a mild but noticeable skin scent that doesn't linger for too long, at least not on my skin. This fragrance is very fun and one I can't wait to wear more often because I haven't reached for it for a very long time. And I've given Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01 a 7.9 out of 10 minutes improvement rating. Last but definitely not least, one that I've mentioned time and time again on this channel, that is Scentual Obsessions Morning Zest. This is inspired by the now discontinued Thierry Mugler Amen Ultra Zest that I unfortunately haven't tried, but this one is so delicious, so yummy, so fun, and generally a pleasure to wear, especially because the fragrance that is inspired by it has been discontinued for such a long time now. This to me smells like a blood orange and tangerine sorbet because of this bright, zingy, tangy and zesty opening with the combination of tangerine and blood orange at the top, with a cold smelling mint here to give you this summery, cold smelling, cooling sensation, combined with the very sweet gourmand-esque base consisting of patchouli, tonka bean and vanilla to give you this creamy, soft, almost creamsicle-like scent here. This is so fun, so bright, so playful, so unique, and one that I can highly recommend if we're looking for an alternative that is very affordable to the discontinued fragrance that I've mentioned a couple of times now. This is unfortunately running very dry and very low for me in my collection because I've been wearing it so much on my skin. Scentual Obsessions Morning Zest lasts 10 to 12 hours with projection being an arm's length for around half an hour or so, which then dries to a moderate scent bubble, which in the end dries to a mild skin scent. I can't stress enough how good of a fragrance this is, and this is one of my favorites from Scentual Obsessions, which I was so fortunate to get gifted by the brand many years ago. And I've given Scentual Obsessions Morning Zest an 8.7 out of 10 minutes improvement rating. Such an incredible fragrance and one that I can highly recommend. So gentlemen, that was my list of 6 delicious gourmand fragrances that you can wear in the spring and summer heat, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think gourmand fragrances are fitted for higher heat weather? Do you only wear gourmand fragrances in the colder weather? Do you like gourmand fragrances? Do you dislike gourmand fragrances? Let me know your thoughts and your opinions down in the comment section below. I would love to see what you have to say down there about summer gourmand fragrances and the topic in general. And if you liked it, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, everything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things that I want to ask you, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free, and I want you to watch these 2 videos right here. This one here below is my latest upload, whereas this one up here is going to be a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.